Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Motivational Monday, where each one teach one. Myself and Philia here tonight with you guys. All right. So let's start with a prayer. Okay, so I'll pray. Father, thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ. We are so grateful that He thought of us and led us to the cross on that fateful day. He's the ultimate sacrifice, anointed for our sins. He is the one who set us free before we were even born. He defeated death, gave everlasting life to those who love him. Father, we ask for your guidance and recognition in all opportunities to serve you. Help us to be discerning, to discern your will, and to act with wisdom and strength. May our actions always reflect your love and bring glory to your name. In Jesus' precious name, I pray. Amen and
Amen.
amen.
Amen. Amen. And amen. Welcome,
Yes, my
welcome,
love. So, how
welcome.
are you doing today?
I am feeling blessed and highly favored. Today was an awesome day. I had an awesome weekend. Celebrated my bachelorette weekend with my
Yeah.
closest ladies. It
Yes.
was amazing. I was surprised. Just all of the love and the support and really just really being able to just glorify God and everything. It just felt so good. And to just know that there are people out there who are really in my corner, and not because I didn't know it, but when you feel it, it's something totally different. So I'm very grateful. So thank you, Phyllis, for being part of that circle.
I am with my pleasure. It's always good when you have good people in your life. Not
Yes.
often we do have that sisterhood where you get the support and the love. And I want to
Right.
say thank you to Tony and to Yemi for putting together your weekend of fun and excitement. For me, I really enjoyed it, and it was just good vibes.
Yes, it
And
was.
sometimes we need
Absolutely.
that because not always we have people who wants the best for us, and to know that you are loved. And I can't wait for Friday for the first wedding, which
Yeah.
is will be an African wedding. And
Yes.
then later on in the month we will have the traditional wedding. So
Absolutely.
I just
Absolutely.
love you, Philia. Thank
Thank
you for all
you.
being at my side when I call you. You're there for me. Thank you for today, being there with my car purchase, celebrating
Yes, I felt
me,
so
you
special
know?
to be part of that process. We tag teaming, asking the guy all these questions to make sure
Yeah,
that they're not trying to swindle us. And we have to say out there that 6 Star Auto Sales, they have
yes,
integrity.
yes.
They are not hustling your money and trying
No,
to get the best out of you. They're a
right.
family owned business. And if you want a really nice vehicle, you got to go there. It's on Liberty Avenue. They are called 6 Star Auto Sales. And they're
And
not
it's
paying us
our
for this.
Caribbean people. He's from Guyana.
Diana,
So
excellent
shout
guest.
out. Good night, Donna. Thank you, Petra. Thank you, Aliyah. Thank you guys for logging in and always supporting us every Monday.
Yes.
All right. Word of the week?
All right, word of the week, utility.
Yeah.
Now, I know we use that term when we want to pay bills. I got to
Yeah.
pay my utility bill, but we never really think of what utility means.
Right.
So, utility is the state of being useful, profitable, or beneficial. So, utility. So, I don't know. I never really think of it. I guess is the same way you would use the word utilize. But
Right.
when you think of utility, I think of Con Ed, Keyspan,
Right.
National Grid. That's
Yeah.
utility
Yeah.
to
A
me.
water bill, light bill,
Water bill, light
yeah,
bill, like
the
it's always something.
necessities.
Correct.
Yeah.
But utility is a state of being useful, profitable, or beneficial. So utility.
Good night, Donna. Good night. Guyana in the house, Trinidad in the house. Everybody
Yes.
just. All right.
Mhm.
So we want to shout out some birthdays tonight. And I want to say happy birthday to Glenwyn. May God bless you. And happy birthday to Robert Greenwich. May God continue to bless you guys richly. And if you had a birthday past weekend or yesterday, we want to say happy,
Happy,
happy
happy
birthday.
birthday.
All right.
And well, you know what? Let's not go too far because guess what? We on Saturday is my birthday.
Hey,
Ew.
yes.
So when we reach on Monday, we would have passed it already. So I'll take that
So
birthday
we're gonna
early.
say, let's sing for Philia. Happy early birthday to you. Philia, enjoy your
Thank
birthday.
you.
Happy early birthday, dear Philly. Happy early birthday
All right,
to
sis. Okay, the next
you.
Motown deal goes to you.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
happy
thank you, thank you.
early birthday, Miss
Thank
Taurus.
you.
Okay?
Thank you, beautiful. Love you, love you,
All
love you.
right.
Love you to the moon and back. Thank you.
Every time. Okay, so you got a verse of the week or you
Oh,
want me to do health tip?
well, let me do the verse of the week.
Oh,
And the verse of the week, it was really good. Kind of long, but I think it's always worth it. So never long.
right,
Okay. So the verse of the week says it's from Hebrews 1, Hebrews 11, actually, verse 1.
right,
Faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is the evidence of things we cannot see. And I want to read
yes,
a little bit from that chapter because
yes,
faith, we understand that the entire universe was formed at God's command, that what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen. And
right.
the reason why that is important is because, again, we talk about the manifestation, how life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Good tongue.
And when we think of things, thoughts become our
Word
words become our
become our action.
actions, and
Yes,
our actions become our character, our destiny, our legend. So it is very important to speak power, speak
right.
positivity,
Yeah,
stop chiming people's names in your mouth,
right,
stop being negative upon your own self because
right,
you're calling curses on yourself when you
right.
say negative things, or even cursing on other people and people's children and people's property. It's just very
Yeah.
important to say good things. And the same thing, God spoke life and there was life. Today, you woke up, you said, I'm going to get a car. Now,
Yes,
I'm not saying that's impossible. I'm not saying it's possible. I am
right.
saying you spoke it into existence. And
Yes,
it took some time because the person, had other things. But you know what? Even though today could have been a day where I could have had to go into the office, it just made it that God was able. And then you kept stressing that you were concerned about me. And I was like, don't worry, sis, I'm here.
yeah,
I'm not going
yeah,
to leave until we walk out with that car.
right,
Because in the same way you spoke it, it was obviously in God's will. And then having supportive people who are of a same sound mind
right,
all makes it all work in unison. And that's why it's
yeah,
important to have positive people around you.
right.
Continue to surround yourself with people who are like-minded so
Yes.
that you don't have a bad apple trying to make all the others rotten. So
I think
that's
that's
where that
a good
comes.
point, and I always say you walk by faith and not by sight.
Mm-hmm.
People like to walk by sight and not have faith. It would never works. It's like faith without works is dead.
Is that yes?
So you have to have that faith, knowing that God will provide, that
Yep.
God got your back. Don't matter if everything else is against you. He's there to protect you. He's there to guide you from danger and the intuition. So I always walk by faith and not by sight because I learned that from my mother too. So it's instilled in me. So that's why when people ask me how I am, I always say I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm blessed because I get up this morning. I'm highly favored because God had favor on my life to give me a second chance. Not
Yes.
everybody waking up and seeing tomorrow or the
No.
next day. So,
No.
for me, every day is a blessing. Every day is a new day. Philia, one thing you will never hear or being my friend, I am not a murmurer and I'm not a complainer. You could
Mm-hmm.
tell people that about me. You
Right.
know, it is what
Absolutely.
it is. We will work it out
You
and
work it
we
out.
move on.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. And even just to not, be completely transparent about what our conversation was, but to also just let people know and, and just, maintaining your privacy. But in all, you came in for when we went to get your car today, you had one goal in mind, but
Yes,
you see how it shifted, right? But
yes,
somebody would have looked at it like it was a failure. It was
right,
like a no, I feel like I went in for one thing and I got something else. But what you did know was that you were coming out with the car that you wanted. That was one.
Yes, yes,
And two, even though what was in your mind, it was like man proposes and God disposes.
yes,
And that was not the will of God for you to go in to do exactly what you wanted to do. But
yes,
he did say you will come out with the car that you
yes.
wanted, and you did.
Did.
And it was an awesome, awesome, awesome deal. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like everything we do, we have to leave it to God, and whatever is His will is going to happen. So, like you said, you walk by faith, not by sight. You had a vision, you made that vision come into manifestation with the
Yeah.
will of God. And to
Amen.
me, you cannot be anything like that. So, we want to be able to instill this in all of our viewers, all of our people. Please believe, believe, believe.
And
Like
believe
you
in
have
yourself, and whatever you
believe it.
want, get it.
Correct.
I know what I wanted, and I
Mm-hmm.
get exactly what I
Exactly
want.
what you wanted.
You
And some
Yes, and
bonus.
some, because I
Yeah.
went to several dealers, and that particular dealer, I said what I want. They found my car for me.
Hmm.
I had to wait for it, but I got what I
It was
wanted. And it's just about waiting, not rushing the process.
correct. Trust the
You know,
process.
Trust
Absolutely.
it.
I love it.
Yeah. All right.
All
So
right.
today, health tip,
Mhm.
guys, we're gonna talk a little bit about what is hookworm. Hookworm is a parasite that infects your intestines. There are two main types of hookworm that infect humans, right? Hookworm larvae break through your skin. They travel through your body and hatch once they reach your intestine. As the name implies, hookworm have a hook-like head that attaches to your intestines and wall. These tiny worms can cause a number of health problems, including iron deficiency, anemia, diarrhea, and abdominal pains. Hookworm infection is most common in tropical and subtropical areas, especially if sanitation isn't as good as the people walk barefoot on contaminated soil. In the past, hookworm was a serious problem in the southern United States, but improved sanitation has made it much less common. What is a parasite? A parasite is an organism that needs to live or inside another organism, animal or human. The parasite relies on its host to create, it lives in or on to survive. Hookworm are parasites that live inside your intestines. They feed on blood from your intestinal walls, mature and lay eggs. How common are hookworm in humans? Hookworm disease is widespread in many parts of the world. As many as 740 million people worldwide have hookworm disease. Some causes. How do you tell if you have hookworm? Many people with hookworm infection have no symptoms. Those who have symptoms may experience mild ones at first. Symptom progresses as the infection get more severe. What does scalpariosis? Skin rashes that look like. Identify your skin parasite. Get rid of parasite. Identify. So skin rash, fever, coughing or wheezing, loss of appetite, diarrhea, weight loss. How do hookworm infect humans? Hookworm larva passes in the feces, poop of someone already infected with hookworm disease. If a person with hookworm disease poop outdoors, the larva enters the soil using human feces as fertilizers that can contaminate the soil. So it's not good to walk bare feet. If you walk bare feet, you see, on infected soil, the larva can enter your body by breaking through the skin or your feet. After infected, larvae enter through your skin, they travel through your body. They move through your blood vessels to your heart and then your lungs. You cough up the larvae from your lungs and swallow them. The larvae follow the digestive tract into your smaller intestine where they attach to the walls, grow and mature. Fertilized eggs leave your body in your poop to potentially infect another host. The whole process can take 2 to 3 months. The worms can live in your body for 2 years or more. Wow. Okay. So, guys, I'm not a doctor, but this is serious. This hookworm. I think that's why people they say you have to worm out and clean
Correct.
out
Right.
yourself, especially these people who eat these raw meat
Uh-huh.
and different things you never could tell.
Right.
And you just heard walking bare feet could be harmful. But
This is really
it was
interesting. You're
very
right.
interesting.
Absolutely interesting. And this is why I love these health tips because like someone like me, I love like feeling the ground and this and that. But you're right. If somebody had hookworms and God forbid there was some kind of feces out, it can enter your skin like a parasite and infect you. And you sometimes don't know why you're sick or why your stomach is running. And that's why it's important to deworm and detox
Yes,
because that's how you flush your system of things that are not supposed to be in there. And of course the body has a natural process, but some things take a little extra work. So
yes.
very good to know. All right.
Very good. Okay,
Thank you for that.
so recognition. Who we recognizing this week?
Okay. Well, I think it's really important for us to recognize people who do customer service, people of
Right,
service, people like Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, bus drivers, people who do transportation, waiters, waitresses, people on the phone, customer service. I think what happens in society is sometimes we feel entitled, and I think that sometimes a simple thank you or just asking someone of service how they're doing today because
right,
their job is to please the public, is to
right,
serve the public. And unfortunately, sometimes they are not poured into.
right.
So, how we pour into people who are of service or who provide a service is to say thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. Too many people will not be doing what you're doing, or too many people would be complaining, or too many people would have an attitude, or whatever the case might be. Also, possibly tipping, showing them a thank you by a simple, 10% of whatever your bill is. Leaving a kind gesture or prayer sometimes, just to say, look them in the eye and, give them a compliment. Like these are all ways of pouring into people who
Service,
provide a service.
service.
And I'm not saying that there are people who are disgruntled, and maybe they're disgruntled because people don't say thank you or people
Right,
don't appreciate them
right.
or feel entitled. But just know that if you literally are have to be nice to someone even when they're unkind to you, just imagine how that feels.
Right.
Because if they were unkind, maybe they may lose their job, maybe someone else is watching, maybe a manager is around. So they have to, even if you're mean, even if you're disgruntled, even if you are nasty, they still have to try to put a smile on their face. So please be kind to people who are providing a service.
I think so. I think that's a great point this week. We begin up all these service people. I
Mhm.
think all the janitors, people that service our children in the school, the servers, the one that serve the lunches, you
Cafeteria, yeah,
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 all the
absolutely.
people that serve because I think some people don't want to recognize them. Even the cleaners,
Mhm.
like the cleaners who come and clean our office. We have tacos. We put aside her tacos for her, show her appreciation,
Yeah.
and just say thank you. You're doing a fantastic job. So I think it's very important. Once
Right.
again, thank you guys. Thank you, Donada, Nicole, Paula, Kurt. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Thank you guys for locking in. So Trinidad and Tobago today, they just closed off their poll. They had elections today in our country, Philly. So may the best person, rule the
Country.
country. Yes,
Yes, may God be with them. And yesterday was Sierra Leone's Independence Day. So happy Independence Day to Sierra Leone.
Sierra
And,
Leone. Happy
yes.
independence. Yes. Nicola saying every family member can take you for granted and be unkind, even
Mhm,
family members. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah, it's truth. So we gotta do better.
We have to do better. Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up, Nicole, which it actually brings us into our topic today.
Topic, yeah. So
Yes.
we our topic this afternoon, Philly and I were
Mhm.
talking, and we really think that this could touch every one of us,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Proper etiquette. We never too old to learn. So I just want to say, read a little bit about it, and then we get into it. And guys, we want to hear your feedback because I think it's so interesting. And Nicole is saying we need to show love and appreciation always. Yes,
Yes. Thank you, Nicole. Absolutely.
yes. All right. Proper etiquette in the 21st century. Etiquette isn't about old fashioned politeness or outdated rules about opening doors and folding napkin. And it isn't always common sense. At its core, good etiquette is the oil that keeps society running smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
What we call good manners are really a list of agreed upon social rules that let everyone knows what to expect when interacting with others. I love this. A
Yes.
comprehensive guide to modern etiquette, knowing these ground rules of good manners isn't just about being polite. It's about how to be kind and gracious in every situation. There are many different types of situation, each with its own unique set of etiquette rules and social skills, like tipping etiquette. We just spoke about that one, Philia.
Mm-hmm.
Wedding etiquette, doctor office etiquette, spa etiquette, nail salon, or just sending food back to a restaurant without being rude. Of course, you probably do
Right.
the right thing naturally a lot of the time, but there's also a good chance you are accidentally making some serious etiquette mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Two, in addition, we spoke to two or other top etiquette experts to get tips and advice on what should be we should be paying attention to and what we can let slide when it comes to the modern matters. What is a golden rule of etiquette? It really boils down to this. Etiquette is about people, not policies. Good manners are all about helping people, including yourself, feeling comfortable no matter the situation. Explained the etiquette expert Lisa Grout, founder of Golden Rules. Instead of enforcing arbitrary old school rules or what is right or what is wrong, etiquette is about following guidelines that leads to a greater respect, cooperation, and understanding. If that sounds like a confusing, don't worry. We are here to guide you through it with the expert advice and know what to do in every situation. One, wait to eat until everyone is seated and served. Let's talk about that one a little bit.
Okay.
So
Okay.
sometimes you may go
Mm-hmm.
out
Right.
and you might be extra hungry,
Mm-hmm.
or you might be home and you have a dinner with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't just start eating and you ain't waiting on the two kids. Or
Mm-hmm.
if you
Mm-hmm.
go to a restaurant with your friend, you want to order and eat before everybody. That
Right.
is not good, right?
That's
So
not good. Right.
they say whether you are dining at home or a restaurant, proper table etiquette, such etiquette that you wait to begin eating the meal until everyone is served and the host begins to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Feedback.
Okay. So good feedback. I like that. So yesterday we were at the spa and we had a time frame where everybody had to be there. Now,
Right.
in a situation where someone is going to be an hour or hour and a half late,
Then
it's
something else.
right. And then they say, hey, it's okay to start without me, then it's still etiquette to begin eating without that person. But you can choose to still wait. But if you still do, it's not unethical for you to do so. It's nice if you wait, but we understand that that person caused the inconvenience. So in a situation like that, it's okay to continue on as we were, right? Which
Right.
is what happened yesterday, and it worked out because the person came and they were able, and what we did to accommodate them, we made
Right.
sure we told the waiter
Right.
that that person will be
Be
coming.
expecting that.
And right, exactly, so it kind of worked out. It worked out even though we didn't start exactly the same, but
Right.
we end up finishing, so I
Yes.
think that's awesome. And you're right, I think that it's important to wait for the person because it just
Yes.
shows
Good manners.
Yeah, it shows good manners. It shows that I respect,
Yeah.
you enough to wait and this and that. Imagine you walking in and everybody chamming
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
ramming and munching and crunching. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
you almost feel like you're interrupting something
Right.
when
Now we're
you
not
as the
talking
person
about
come
the
in.
latecomers, okay? Because when we
Correct.
say 7 is dinner, by 6:30 everybody's supposed to be there
Correct.
waiting for the table, but you know it have the latecomers,
Right.
right?
Right.
So we could ease up a little bit in that instance,
Right.
right?
Understood.
I
Yep.
love this one. I
Hmm.
know it will be sitting with a lot of us. Put your napkin next to your plate, not on it. When you learn table manners,
Right.
where you were taught that the way to show your server you are finished with your meal is to place your napkins over the plate. This is false, not to mention messy. Think of
Hmm.
all the things on your plate that are now on the napkin and will
Hmm.
get a
Stayed.
whoever picks it up
Hmm.
or will stain the napkin.
Hmm.
She said, gently fold your napkin and place it next to your plate. Philia, I hate to see it. First, let me tell you, that is a
Right.
pet peeve of mine. You're
Right.
going to eat with people and the napkin still on the plate or on the table. Your
Right.
napkin's supposed to be on your lap, right, Philia?
Yes. So your napkin is supposed to be in your lap. One, you might wonder what is up for your hands. Yes, because on your lap, when you're eating, you're sitting up because you're not supposed to be leaning forward. Remember,
Right,
no elbows on the table, right? So you can drip, you can stain. Why you want to mess up your clothes, right? When you're
right.
done, you wipe your hand, you pick it up, put the napkin back down. So sometimes it's a little difficult because you can tell your kids that, but when you have a grown person
Yes,
who is next
yes,
to you, you may not want to embarrass
yes.
that person in
Talk about the
public.
grown-ups, Philia.
You're right. So for me, I'll do something simple, like I'll just take it and put it on their lap. And
Right.
I've gotten, what's this for? You think I'm a baby? And it's like, oh God, and you're making it hot right now. No one knew
Right.
what I was doing.
Yeah,
Now everybody's wondering what was going on. Why is this person saying what you think I am a baby, right?
yeah.
Clearly that person doesn't understand that particular
Table
etiquette.
manners. That
Table
person
manners.
doesn't understand table
Correct.
manners.
Correct.
And
Correct.
before we go on, Carrie is saying, but we also have to respect time. Some people don't know about time. Nicole is saying some people have no regards to time. That's a
Right.
problem with some people,
Right.
Philia.
That's
And that's
true.
a pet peeve of mine.
Correct.
People
Yeah.
who late and have no respect. If you tell me, Phyllis, come and meet me 2 o'clock, and I pull up by your house 10
Mhm.
to 2, and
Right.
10 past 2, it ain't even having 10 past 2. From the time
Right.
2 o'clock, there, I driving off and leave your fill there.
Correct. I know.
You'll have to Uber.
And that's the thing. I think you're right. I think the idea of the whole time thing is important. You do have to respect it. You got to honor people. And you have to know time is money no matter what. As it's ticking, money is going, money is flying, stuff is happening. Time waits for no one. So why do you think someone needs to wait on you? So, yeah, I
Right.
do agree with that. So it's important, I think, having these etiquette, understanding the value of it, respecting others, respecting those around you. If you're a person that you take too long to get ready, then do it before time. I don't care if you think, oh my gosh, like that's 3 hours. No, it's okay because if you don't like to be like, I don't like to be rushed, right? So even when we used to travel together, everybody, they know the two names they need to be calling because at the end of the day, it's like we already know the deal and it's okay. Nobody's like trying to blow up your spot, but just know that this is the time we leave. And so I'm like, you know what? I can't be mad at that, right?
Right.
So you're right. I'm gonna go get ready first, so
Yeah.
that I am ready when it's time.
Right.
So you have to know your flaws. You have to know your deficits. You have to know where your strengths are. You just
Right.
have to be real about
Yeah.
what your situation is, right?
Yeah.
So I agree with
Nicole
that.
is saying,
Hmm.
not calling names, laughing my ass off.
Not calling names,
I know because my
but you
niece
know
is
who
like,
you are.
yeah,
You know.
my niece is like that too. She knows she has to take an hour to get dressed. She gets up first when we travel, and
Right.
she gets dressed because it's an hour for bathing and an hour for the makeup. So she always dress time we get up because she knows it's 1, 2, 3. That's
Right.
one thing I like about my niece. She
Right.
knows she takes long, so she get up before everyone and she
Right.
prep. So
Right. That's good. That's how we
right,
gotta have it. Know your skills. Know your
yeah,
skill set and stay in your
right,
lane.
exactly.
I love it.
Number three,
Mm-hmm.
shield your lemon when squeezing. You know, when you go out, some people
Mm-hmm.
squeezing the lemon and it get in people's eye. So listen, nobody like a shot of lemon to the eye. Then no
Mm-hmm.
one likes it now.
Mm-hmm.
Spare your dining companion by using your hands to squeeze
Mm-hmm.
your lemon as you squeeze it into your drink.
Mm-hmm.
It's these little things that show you are thinking of
About
their
others.
comfort. So
Right.
yeah, sometimes that happen too. Sometimes you're squeezing and all your
Right.
clothes get
Right. Actually, what I enjoyed even yesterday at the spa, they actually shield the lemon with like a net,
yeah,
so that it first of all it's cute. I'm like
yeah.
I'm looking
And
already
no seeds going
look
into
at
what you
Amazon.
was drinking.
Correct. So it's great. The seeds don't get into your meal or whatever you're eating, and you can just squeeze and it's just juice and it's awesome. So
Yeah,
you can do that too. Or you're right. It's like shield it, squeeze it, and shield it with your hand. Be cognizant about the
of
people
other.
around you.
Yeah,
That's etiquette. I love that. Okay.
yeah.
Keep going.
Um, who I didn't know this one. Pass the food to the right. In general, pass food and condiments clockwise or
Mm.
to the person on your right.
Okay.
This keeps everything moving smoothly and ensure everyone gets every dish.
Okay.
Adding that you should avoid reaching across the table or
Mm-hmm.
across other diners to get what you want. Instead,
Mm-hmm.
ask politely for it to be passed to you when you are dining out, or you should also forego these polite habits in restaurant and staffers.
Okay.
So that's good. So you
But you
pass.
know what? We did that and not even realize it because
Yeah, right.
yesterday some people wanted to taste some things.
Yeah,
Everybody went to the right. So I
yeah,
think out of just a natural thing, we all did it. No one was doing the opposite. No one went counterclockwise because now I'm thinking, oh, I want to taste this burger, or I want to taste
yeah,
this fries, or
yeah.
I want to taste
Up
this
on the
steak, or
oysters.
I want to taste this oyster. Everybody literally passed to the right. So now we know it's officially etiquette. So good, good things.
Kerry saying, I want an event cut off my time was 4 o'clock. People now coming. Yeah, she went to an event
You
and the
see?
cutoff time was four
Was
o'clock
four, and
when
people
people
are now
now
coming.
coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am a pet peeve for time. You know, I have a lot of
Mm,
pet peeves, but one of them is time.
it's time.
One of them is burping in
Right,
public. One of them, I have a lot of pet peeves.
right,
Passing
right,
gas in public, I have a
right,
problem with that too,
right,
I think.
right.
Coughing, blowing your nose,
Right.
and all these things in public
Like
spaces.
you saying that, no one's looking at me like, oh, oh. I'm like, exactly. Auntie Philly's good. Auntie Philly's gonna be pissed. You better
Yeah.
not be doing that crap around.
But I mean,
I
if
know.
you're home, you're home. But I think
Right.
when you're in an environment, like a work environment, you go to a
Mm-hmm.
restaurant,
Yeah.
you're in a vehicle with others. Oh
Correct.
my God.
Yeah, I agree.
Come
I
on.
agree. I agree. I agree. That's
Yeah.
actually really funny. But you're right. Yeah, they're just certain things. Like even with the kids, as soon as I hear coughing after the fourth, fifth call, I'll tell, okay, okay, what's happening? You need some medication? You
Good
sick?
night,
All
Jude.
right, what's all that coughing for?
Exactly.
Sometimes they're like, I'm like, just cough, because
Yeah.
cause now they doing all these weird things because they're
Yeah.
like, they know mommy hate that. Or you sneezing too much. What's the problem? You need to
Yeah.
take some Benadryl? Oh
Hi.
my gosh. But
Okay.
you're right. You're right. You're right. That's funny.
Learn how to eat shellfish like a pro.
Okay.
Most folks are pretty comfortable with knowing how to eat salad or cut steaks,
Okay.
but brings out a platter of crawfish or oysters, and suddenly it's get very confusing and
Hmm.
maybe messy too. Learn how to eat tricky foods, including
Hmm.
shellfish, lobster,
Hmm.
mussels, soup, dumpling, and sushi.
Hmm.
Before going to a restaurant that serve them, if you
Hmm.
are dining with people you particularly want to impress,
Hmm.
consider practicing a couple of times so you will feel comfortable. Now,
Okay.
I want to hear your version. I want to hear this, Philia. Go ahead.
So in terms of like, actually, I think we did have sushi, and I think all of us
Yes,
tried. Right? It was
yes,
four, so that was cool. Somebody wanted some wasabi. We put a little wasabi on it. It was a little kick. Now, in terms of like cutting, like
right.
steak, some
That's it.
people they yeah. Let me just say, there's some people who really just don't know how to make a thin cut.
Well, how
So
about
I've
the
seen.
people who don't know to eat with knife and fork
Correct.
and
That's what I'm
still
saying.
eating with a soup
Right.
spoon,
Spoon.
Philia?
Or right. So one thing you have to know is spoons are meant for liquid only. Sip your coffee, your tea. You can use a spoon to drink soup. Use a spoon for ice cream. Anything that can melt, you could use a spoon for. Oatmeal, cream of wheat porridge, of course, those things. Like my mother, Africans, they want the big iron spoon. That's what they want. And it's just like, okay, so what you gonna do with me in public? Because they don't have the iron spoon. And if they do, there's nobody bringing that out for you,
Yes.
right? It's like they just like the weird, and then my mother will do this weird thing. spoon, spoon, that's like God gave it to us. I'm like, who taught you that? It's terrible. So it would be weird things like, we'll be out and she picking up the meats, and I'm like, Mom, I'm like, I could, and I don't want to embarrass. So I'll be like, I'll just cut it for you. So I'll just lean over kindly and just kind of cut it, because it's like, it's like, what am I do? What am I do? I don't want to not take her out,
And then,
or an
she's
aunt
of a
or.
particular age because when
Correct. She's
people
of a you
is
can't teach,
stuck in the
how it is.
ways.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It's like
yeah,
she's stuck in her ways. It's like she like her things the way it is. Even to order. Sometimes it's like, oh, order for me. And I'm like, but what you mean? Like, I don't know if
right.
you want fish, lamb chop. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what you want. And she's
yeah,
like, oh, just pick anything. And then I pick it. Oh, I didn't really want a burger. Well, this is why I told you to pick something, right? It's frustrating to me.
yeah.
But I think that comes from a slight embarrassment that I don't really know what to do. So you
Right.
got to learn to read the room. You got to know the person you're with.
Yeah,
Um maybe again, it's about, you don't want to embarrass somebody, especially of a certain age, or maybe
yeah.
even your partner, because
Right.
people don't necessarily take constructive
And then
criticism well.
people get in the feelings when you try to
Correct. When you try to tell them. So
you think
I will
you
do.
better than everybody. Like me,
Oh, you
when I
think.
eat roti,
Right.
sometimes I say roti. Oh my God, you'll kill me for saying roti
Rody.
with a knife and fork. Oh, you use Trini. I just don't like my fingers messy,
I
so
just
I
feel like,
eat it
yeah,
with
first of
a
all, your
knife
nails
and
are always
fork,
looking like $1 million.
and my nails always long.
And you already know, you get that curry under that damn nail. That thing is gonna be yellow. Your blue now has is now green because of the
Yeah.
curry that never comes out.
My
People,
nieces always say, "Oh, who eats roti with a knife and fork?" I can
me,
eat everything, even mango. I don't eat the mango like eat. I will
right?
have to cut it up. And
Pizza.
but yeah,
Who is eating pizza
now
with a knife and
guys,
fork?
it's not that I'm bougie. It's
Right.
just I think I have a problem
Yeah, it's a
with
phobia with the fingers. My kids
the
are like that
fingers. It
too.
is a phobia because I'm
Every
telling
second
you.
they getting up to wash their hands. I'm like, what's the problem? Oh, my,
Yeah,
my hands are dirty. I'm
yeah,
like, you eating fufu. What you want to do? Like, it's, what you gonna do? You gonna wash every time you eat the fufu? It's like there are
yeah,
just certain things
yeah,
that you have to turn that part of your brain off. But you are who you are. It's like, what you gonna do? And it has nothing to do with bouginess. You just become accustomed to certain things, and that's
yeah,
it. And so I think, as I said, like I remember my dad used to take the bread and dip it in the coffee at the restaurant. It's like,
yeah,
you dip in it. Are you talking? Are you dipping and
yeah,
enjoying? I know
yeah,
that bread is soaked and nice, but that's not what you do in the restaurant. You could do that
yeah,
at home all you want in your big coffee cup. You can't do that at the restaurant.
yeah.
I'm sorry. We had a 4 or 5 star restaurant. You can't dip the bread.
Oh, good.
You just
Killing
cannot. Eat the bread, sip the coffee. Eat the bread, sip the coffee, but not dip the.
me.
And then, yo, they drive me nuts. Okay, so that's why I think the idea is, if you have kids, take your kids early.
Take
So yeah, yeah, you don't
train
want to
them.
teach them at 40 how to do these things.
Yeah,
So my kids already started to go to restaurants. By the time they 2, 3, they're already. I remember a story of Noah. I didn't know my mom used to give Noah coffee at the age of 1. I don't even know how to get. So one time we went to IHOP. This kid is saying, "I want coffee. I want coffee," and I'm like, "Boy, see, I'm ordering hot chocolate. Kid not drinking it."
yeah,
finally he start acting out. He's under the table. He's on the floor. I told the waitress, give him coffee. She said,
Yeah.
really? I
Yeah.
said, I want peace and quiet. When you
Yeah.
get to my age, you don't care about right and wrong. You care about your peace. And she
Yeah.
looked at me. I was like, okay. Give the kid a coffee. She's like, are
Yeah.
you sure? I said, give him. He asked him for coffee. He clearly knows the difference because
Yeah.
we have hot chocolate here and he's not drinking it.
Yeah.
Man, that kid got that coffee. It was like one and a half. I'm like, so I'm like, where is this kid getting? He's so old. He's like an old soul, and his name is
Yeah.
Noah. He's like Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Found out my mother used to give this kid sips of coffee since he was like 6 months old. I'm like, of course, grandparents doing all the weird stuff, weird things. Okay, see, he still stinks the coffee. I'm like, I don't even know how you talk. 'Cause they said coffee stunts the growth
Yeah.
before adulthood. The kid is already 6 feet tall. Thank God the
No,
coffee didn't stunt
it's
him.
like my friend
Yeah,
on my work last week. She took they went to spring break to Brazil.
right.
So her 2-year-old nephew, she said she's in the back sitting with him. The mom get upgraded to first class. He's like, "Can I have sparkling water?" So everybody watched the child like 2 years. What he know about sparkling
Sparkling
water?
water.
She and her watchman, she was like, sparkling water? He said, yes, mom gave the bigger brother, so he accustomed drinking sparkling water. So the flight attendant was like, can I give him sparkling? She said, yes, give him what he wants, sparkling water, you know?
That's it. That's it, man. So get the kids accustomed to a style, a lifestyle, and they will follow suit. And
Yeah,
don't look at it as bougie because then you're saying you're low class. Stop
right.
calling people bougie. You just
Yes,
elevate. That's it. Because
that's
once you
it.
start doing that, you're already calling on yourself that you are not of a stature or particular
Right.
nature. So nobody doesn't have to be bougie. You either
No
do you,
judging.
you either do or you don't. That's it.
Exactly.
So
Nicole is saying messy dishes for me is to be eaten at home, especially like them small crabs. I think it's a problem when you go out to eat.
correct.
Nicole is saying
Correct.
practice at home with your family. Yes, we were saying practice. Let your grandchildren, children learn to eat with knife and fork when they're home. So when they go
Yeah.
out, they don't need a big spoon like I just call it a shovel to eat. What kind of thing is that?
Right.
Uh Good night, South Florida in the house. Yeah, so that is too funny. All right.
Like something funny that I see it, I've seen it once or twice, but even eating spaghetti, like taking it
Yeah.
and
Throw,
turning it and
yeah.
using a spoon.
Yeah.
That's where you would use it. Like I've seen that maybe in like The Godfather, something like that. But
Yeah.
I'm like, ah. So of course, I don't particularly go that far, but there's even an etiquette about the way you eat spaghetti. You're not
Spaghetti.
supposed to slurp. You're not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
That
just really
slurping thing is the
interesting.
worst too.
Correct, correct.
Another
So
thing too, where this piss me off, Philip people, let's go some kind of thing with the mouth. And in public, Philia, why are you? I don't know if what is be doing, Philia? There's be clearing the throat or like, you know that kind of way. I just be like, oh
get with
my
you.
god, what about the gum? What about the and Philia? This one,
I can't.
everybody had to hear you eating gum. What is
And the
that?
smacking and the
Yes.
scratching of the throats and pulling out the stuff from
Yeah,
the
just
side of
like
your teeth.
I don't know how did this thing. I feel ya. Oh, come on, guys, when you're around people, them behaviors for home, man, or the toilet or something,
Right.
not around people and around a table
Oh my
or in the
goodness.
workplace. Because I had one in
Whoa.
the workplace, she used to go like that every morning. Like if you, I was like, you used to like be like, oh my god, what's going on? Yeah, me laughing.
I
Yeah,
cannot. I
no,
cannot.
for real, no. People
Oh
have to
Lord of mercy.
People have
Oh
to get
man.
better. People have to get better, Philia.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Let's move on to the
Yes.
other one. Um, don't scarf down your food.
Mm-hmm.
Gulping your food isn't just important, it's bad for your health, causing bloating,
Hmm.
heartburn, and nausea.
Yeah.
Um, so everyone is eating, and getting a better dinner. So don't gulp down your food. You know, some people, when you're hungry, you tend to gulp down, right?
Yeah, they woof it down. I remember my kids
Oh, right.
before they even finish, they asking for more. I'm like, you didn't even give yourself time to think about if you really want more or not.
Right.
Early age, they doing that, and I would say Aziz is still. my middle child still struggles a little bit. Like
Yeah.
she already eyeing the next thing and she not even finished. I'm like in my language they say bigay. I say, girl, you too bigay. No, no, no. Let the thing finish. After I finishes, let's give it 5 minutes. And if you really feel hungry, let's order more. And
Right.
she's like, mom, you're right. Maybe that's why I overeat because I don't give myself my brain time to actually process that
Right.
I'm okay. Because
Yeah.
literally, you will be okay if you realize that you really don't need to overeat to feel satiated. But
Right.
people just, even like when we go out, I'm like, you know what? Let me stop. Let me stop eating with my eyes because you think you want all this stuff. And when you sit down to actually eat it, it's
It's
like, I
true.
don't need that much. Like you ordered a salad yesterday, but then
Yeah.
you had a teeny piece of chicken here. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
fine. You didn't need a
Yeah.
whole big burger and
No.
steak and fries and this
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just a little bit of everything and it was fine. You weren't bloated and we still enjoyed ourselves. So for me, I think teaching people that you don't need to order the whole menu, right?
Exactly.
To be okay. Learning to I guess eat to your size, like for real. Like even if you think you're hungry,
Right.
it's sometimes when you think you're hungry, you're really thirsty. That's definitely something. That's why they say drink water before your food because you're already filling your stomach up with liquid. So
Right.
by the time you eat, you're eating less. There's so many things that I'm sure people just don't follow because
Right.
either they don't know it or they don't understand it. But
Exactly.
yeah,
Some
so
people eat with the eyes too, as you say.
yeah, for sure. That's why I say eat with your eyes for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
June is saying I eat with the spoon as well.
Mm-hmm.
Scratching your throat. That is what June saying. Called scratching your throat.
Right.
Nicole saying yeah, itching your throat.
Right.
Donut laughing. I hate the hopping. Yeah, and the gum, popping the gum. You know when you eat gum and it go pop pop.
Yeah,
And
it's true.
Anthony saying I eat with my spoon or fork with no problem.
Right.
Just want to taste it all June. Drink water.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that sometimes people doesn't be aware of the habits when they're going out.
Oh, correct.
So
Correct.
we just trying to say, try to be more conscious
Just be
about the
more conscious
behaviors.
about the things that you do. And again, the whole spoon thing, like if you don't really understand what because of course even growing up, it's like you give everything rice with spoon, 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 spoon. So when you get in the public, you're gonna automatically do autopilot. You're not thinking, oh really I should be using the fork, right?
Right,
Because you also want a nice good spoonful of it. The
right.
fork, the rice slips through it.
Yes, but
You're
that
not
makes
getting
you take
enough.
your time and eat though.
You just take your time, but that's meant because they don't want you to gulp it down. They actually want you to savor it and take your time. Like they say that even scientifically that you should chew your food like 10, 20, 15 times before even swallowing. Sometimes 1, 2, you're done. Some people don't even do a 1, 2. Some people just literally swallow.
Yes,
Right? And then you wonder why you have all these internal issues and
right.
stomach pains and heart congestion. I mean heartburn. These things come from that, not digesting properly. So there's a lot to learn. So I love this topic.
Another one I don't like, failure. Don't give me water in a teacup. That thing will piss me off.
Yeah.
And plastic cup.
Okay. Well, what if that's all they're serving?
Well,
You could
failure,
deal.
I don't want it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay?
Let
I
me keep
think,
that. Let me keep that in mind when we go out.
yeah, I don't like plastic. Like when I go home, sometimes my great niece and them, my sister have the plastic for them. I'll be like, can I get some water, please? And they bring in plastic cup. I'll be like, I don't drink in plastic cup. I'm sorry. And don't give me no coffee cup to drink water in either.
I swear, Africans, any cup they find, that's what they put in the water. And I'll be like, it's a little weird. The
Yeah.
teacup, the cup, whatever little thing, the kid cup.
Yeah.
Like I'm a grown woman. I need a lot more water than that. Thank you. I'm not 4 or 3. But you're right. You're right.
But
I
what
get
are,
it. I get
what
that.
other pet peeves you have? You have any? Because I
For
know I have
me,
a lot. I'm a pet.
this I know the sounds. I don't like hearing sounds. Like I don't like crying. I don't like sneezing. I don't like coughing. I don't like burping. Um, I don't like the rubbing of the eyes too much. Like anything that I hear, like pick a like that should drive me nuts. I swear, my kids know me. When they do something, I just Like even my son at the table now, I'm like, do your homework. Stop rubbing your eyeball. It's going to fall out one day. I start looking up videos of eyeballs that come out just to show him, stop rubbing it so much. It's
Right,
going to
right.
pop out. I'm dead serious. Like stop doing that. But it's more the sound. I hate the mucus soundy. I hate these things like with a passion. I literally hate them. So it's very funny. Even
Yeah,
like the cry of babies, it's kind of funny. But that's probably why I spoil them and pick them up so quick because the actual crying bothers me.
right,
So because of it, it's like if I have to, that's how I learn how to multifunction with the baby in my hand. I put them on my
right,
back, African style, so I can still
right,
do work
right,
because I
right,
physically don't like the sound of the crying. So
right,
it's kind of interesting how you don't realize why you are the way you are, but when you physically self-reflect, you're like, oh, okay,
right.
I get that now. So you're right.
Yeah. All right. Tipping etiquette is one of the most confusing areas of etiquette. Like,
Right.
because it's constantly changing. For instance,
Hmm.
you may have been taught that you should tip 10% for poor service, 15% for good service, 20% or more works that goes above and beyond.
Hmm.
But in the last few years, prices for nearly every service has gone up. So has to expect tip. The proper tipping these days is 20% minimum for a pretty much any service, including restaurant servers, hairstylists, nail tech, massage therapists. If you are upset about tipflation, don't take it out on workers
Right.
who count on tips to make the
Yeah.
majority of their wages. Remember, frugal and cheap are two different things, she
Mm.
says.
Right.
So, same thing I was saying before,
Hmm.
I try to tip everybody. Some
Hmm.
countries don't believe in tipping though. Like I
Correct.
think most of the European countries, they don't
Yeah.
really. If you give them a tip, it's like the
It's
surprise.
almost insulting and imbibing. Yeah. So
Right. So
also, so know where
volunteer.
you are, know the
Yes.
country you are in, the place you're in, because you have to do as the Romans do, right?
Right.
So that's important. That's one because you don't want to ever offend people. Just like in maybe Asian countries, it's okay to put the money on the not to put it in their hand. You got to put it
Right.
on the counter.
Right.
Versus in America, you put it on the counter, it's like, oh, like what's wrong with my
Right.
hand? So
Yeah.
just know the laws, know
Yeah.
the etiquette, understand the culture, then that helps. Now, in terms of tipping, I even have my kids tip. I let them do it early on now so they understand what it means.
Right.
I try to explain also it helps them with math so they remember if the bill is $100, don't give the person less than $10, period,
Right.
no matter what. So, but even with my nails, like man, nail tech, they
Is
love me.
yeah.
When they see me, they know they're getting $20 from me, or they know like you do my hand, you do my feet, you're getting a minimum of 10. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even like eyebrows. Eyebrows are 6. I still give 2 or 3 because it's weird. Lord, I'm gonna give you $1.60. I'm
Yeah.
not doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you $3. If it's 6, I'm gonna give you the 10.
Right.
It's just I round up. I'm cool, because
He's a
at the
good
end of the
tipper. He's a good tipper.
I'm an excellent that I am. Even like gas attendants. Like when we in Jersey and they pumping my gas, that's why I
Yeah.
like to go to
Me too. I
places.
always come give them.
I always give them $3, $4 sometimes. And they're like, oh, thank you. Because you just pump my gas. Yeah, it's your job because in Jersey you're supposed to, but that's not a reason not to tip the
Right.
person. So tipping should just be a natural thing. Stop trying to think about what that tip is. Some people, I like actually when they just charge you already because then you don't
Yeah.
got to think about it and you don't have to
Yes.
insult the
Yeah.
person.
When it's already in the bill, so you
It's
have
just
to
in
look
the
at your bill.
bill. Yeah, who cares? It's in the bill. Just pay the bill. Stop
Some people
complaining.
live by tipping. Sometimes they use that
Yeah,
money to travel to go home or
correct,
different
correct.
things,
Yeah, yeah,
tipping some college student in school so they save the
yeah.
money. So,
That's
I
true.
would
Because
say
they don't make minimum wage; they make less than minimum wage
right.
because they believe that the tips are going to offset what that person is making. So it's really important to tip. Tipping is saying thank you. That's another
Right.
way of saying thank you.
Thank you.
And try not to insult the person. And if
Right.
you really believe that the service is sucky sucky,
Yeah.
yeah, what are you
Not
gonna do?
but Philia, if you give me bad service, you're not getting a tip. I'm telling you.
Now, do you get zero tip or you get 10%?
No per tip you get in Philia. You wasn't good. The waitress ain't good. Sometimes you go to these restaurants and they're
Mm.
rude and they mightn't be nice, and then you looking for a tip. Hell no, I ain't even want to eat after.
Okay, so do you mention it to them or
No.
you just walk away
I
and
just walk
not?
away.
Okay.
Listen, I am this type of person. If I go out and I feel the vibes in right, I'm
Mm-hmm.
leaving. I
Mm-hmm.
am not staying because I
Right.
don't want you to put anything in my food. So
Right.
for me, once I approach the person and you start to talk or whatever the case may be, okay,
Mm-hmm.
fine. Other than that, no, I'm leaving and you're not getting my hard-earned money.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay.
That's how
I
I
think
do it.
that's fair. I still
Yeah.
tip. I still, because I was also a waitress, so I think maybe that's why. And I remember people would leave a tip. A tip would be some advice. Yeah,
Yeah.
some people,
Carrie
boy.
is saying, so
Next
if it is
time,
in the
don't
yeah,
bring the other table the wrong water. Like next
right,
time, bring the right order. Or next time, like it's like like that's the tip of
right.
the day. Like it's the word of the day. So I've gotten that. I gotten something that says, "Here's a tip, no tip." Like people are mean. So
Yeah.
I think, and this was during college. So no, no, Auntie Phyllis hates that sound. No, okay, no. Anyway, no. So I always tip no matter what. Yeah, you're right. If the service is bad, I think I try to like I try to let the person know I'm not really happy with your
Right.
service, but I'm not going to. I understand that, whatever's going on, you have to understand that you're in customer service. You're going to have to chuck it up because we were kind to you. So I'm not sure what the issue is,
Right.
but whatever.
Right.
And of course, you don't want a situation that someone spikes your food and does something disgusting. But I may say something and just say, I'm not really pleased with the way things are going. Usually, when you say that, they may bring a manager. A manager might give you a free meal. So, sometimes it's okay to say something and then leave something small. I just still believe in leaving something small, even if, and for me, small means at least 10. I wouldn't still do
Okay.
less than. That's all.
Okay.
That's
Listen, I
that's
have
all.
two
That's the
points.
difference between us.
I have 2 points for you. Carrie
Hmm.
saying, so if it's in the bill, do you have to give extra? No. If it's in the bill, you don't have to give extra. It's already
Correct.
in the bill.
Correct.
Right?
It's already.
June
That's
is saying,
why I like it when it's already in it. But what happens
yeah.
if it's already in it and the service is horrible?
Well, they done getting your money. You can't do nothing about it.
Okay. That's the
Right?
only problem. Because if
Yeah.
service is not good and they still get it, I'm like,
Yeah. I know,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
June
Okay.
is saying you have to give a little something, Philly. She telling me still tip them.
Yes, talking
Yeah,
talking
big say too.
to Philly number one, not Philly number two. Cause Philly number
Yeah,
two still gives at least 10%.
yeah.
I
She
mean,
said leave them a little $2. June
yeah,
said leave them a
something,
little two
something.
dollars.
I just don't. I just feel weird walking out. I have to leave something. Even hotel service, like I was
I always
in Bing.
for my hotel because they make up my bed every day for me. So I always leave something in any country I go in. I leave whatever extra money or cash I have. I just leave it
Right.
there. That's for the hotel attendant.
So with me, I don't let them do my room all the time. And I'm pretty neat. I don't spread out. I keep my stuff all like in
Well, I
usually what
normally like
like
towels, and it depends.
okay. So it just
Sometimes I put
depends on
the
what's
do not
happening.
disturb when I don't want them to come and clean.
Right, you'll just say something. Usually I'll just ask for extra towels. I'm pretty neat. I still always fold the bed back. So I kind of do the job. Even if you notice when we're out, we still be making sure we wipe the table down. And I'll be looking for the garbage. Like just naturally, I'm neat. Naturally, I'm neat.
Right,
Like to I don't even like to spread out. When I go to people's houses, my stuff is all in one corner. So I don't
right.
understand when people his is here, your towel is here, your coat is here, your
Yeah,
headphones here.
yeah.
Like, damn, like what's good, boo? Like, you want me to not forget you because everywhere I turn, there is a piece of you around.
And
Like,
some people just messy too.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, I
don't
can't
like
be.
that. It literally overwhelms me when that happens. So I think so. Even in hotels, unless I'm staying for 4 days,
Mm-hmm.
maybe three. If anything less than three, I don't even unpack. I
Right,
literally just lay it on whatever I'm gonna
right,
wear. I tend to do that. Maybe makeup I might put in the bathroom or whatever the case might be.
right.
But yeah, it's really interesting. But I just leave 10, 20. Depends on what's going on. Just
Yeah,
something. Sometimes I look for them and give it because sometimes they have to share it. Sometimes
yeah,
you might think it's one waiter, I mean maid service, and
right.
it's not, and somebody else is getting it and they never
Yeah,
came to help you once.
yeah.
So sometimes I just walk and physically give it to them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's
I
just
do that
etiquette.
too.
That's good.
Especially normally when you go those places, they have one person clean your room, so you're familiar with one. And
Correct.
when
Correct.
it's saying leaving a little tip sends the message.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of
Yes.
not tipping next time,
Tip tip a
okay, June,
tip
I got
$2.
it.
Right.
Philly, I wanted to bring up one point. Group dinners. So
Oh
when
boy.
you go to group dinners,
Right.
the bill is split. Okay, so let's say a party of 8 going out for dinner. Whether
Mm-hmm.
you're drinking or you're not drinking, we
Mm-hmm.
splitting the bill in 8.
Right.
Whether you drinking alcohol, you're not eating meat, that
Right.
is how it is go when you go out with a group. Now you
Right.
have these certain friends, oh, I don't eat meat, I don't drink, why should I be paying so much? Then don't go out with the group.
Yeah. Yeah, it complicates it when, and I get it. Like, I remember I had hernia surgery years ago, and I literally couldn't eat more than like a kid's meal size of food. And
Right,
I'm over here every week and I'm out with friends that have very exquisite taste. So
right,
we're not spending less than $100 when we go out.
right,
So I would order a salad and I'm spending 120 because everybody's ordering lobster. So it became, so I remember one time I really felt like, damn, that's not even fair. I might as well would have should have ordered a lobster or something because
right,
everybody did except for me because I didn't want to waste it. But at
right,
the end of the day, I still paid the same amount of money. So you might as well order and take it home. Like in
right.
my mind, I wasn't thinking take it home. I
Stay
was
home,
thinking,
yeah.
yeah, I was thinking I'm not
Because
eating that,
everybody ordering and they ordering more than you.
and they order more than me. So now, in that case, even whether I eat a lot or not, I'm gonna order and I'm gonna take it home. My
Yeah,
kids will eat it. Somebody will eat it, but I'm not spending 108 or $80 to have a salad or to have some mozzarella sticks. I'm not doing that. You
right,
understand what I mean?
right,
Regardless of how much I eat or not.
right.
So that's a rule that you guys should follow. So in that way you don't feel like you've been gypped. You don't feel like you've been, I'm not gonna call it
Or
swindled, but
change. Yeah.
right, it's
Not
shortchanged.
because you're
That's
not
very good.
drinking alcohol or eating meat, you're paying
Yeah,
less. It don't work
yeah.
like that.
Get
Especially
another get
if a
another
group,
virgin pina colada like
yeah,
Tony. That's
yeah,
it.
exactly.
You don't have to get a $15 or $20 drink. Get a $10 drink and order two of them. It's
Right.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
me
can do
saying
that
you're
as well.
supposed to tip daily in a hotel because the service providers can change. That's the same thing you was saying.
Hmm.
June is saying I will put down my portion if I know I'm eating a lot or drinking a lot. You
And some
understand?
people do put extra because they
Yes.
know, you know
Yes.
what? I
And
ordered six Bacardi or whatever rum. I'm good. I will put like another 40 or 50 on this bill because I know that's unfair.
exactly.
And there are people who
Exactly.
are concerned. I love that. And then there are ones who again, so, and I hate the whole on the side, everybody's kind of having discussions
Yes.
about, that's
Exactly.
embarrassing because it makes it look like you don't have it, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So just let me run. We have I think two more just now. We
okay.
over time, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's a great
Introduce,
topic.
this one is important. Introduce the person of higher status first. So this is for the business people. Making
Okay.
proper introduction, it's important, especially in business setting.
Okay.
But it can be tricky. The proper way to do it is to introduce the person who has, I'm on live. Introduce the person who has ordered the higher status first, for example, like your CEO and different people,
Mm-hmm.
and then you meet and then you go down the chain, right? 9, don't add your boss on social media. Let me read that one. I think this one is important. Some companies boast that they are one big family, but while that's a lovely sentiment, you should not treat management and co-workers like close friends, says Parker. This is especially true if you are considering adding your boss on Facebook or your social media platform. Keep your personal life personal. I like that. If you are
I
in the
love
public
that.
profile, you may want to consider making it private, depending on the file or where you work. There are too many examples of people working in teaching, nursing, and government jobs. Love
Mm-hmm.
that one, Philia.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that one.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Absolutely. I think that's very good. It's a good point. Your boss is not your friend, even if they are your friend. First of all, it's bad. That's why, like, people who, let's just say, like, you're a cop and you're in a precinct and you become a supervisor, they take you out of that precinct
Mhm.
because how you gonna now be the boss of people who you were chilling with?
Right,
Doesn't work, right?
right,
That's why they send you to a different district, a different precinct, told sometimes not even in the same area. So you don't even run into the same circle because People who don't have a precedence can now respect you from based on the new precedents, right? So I think it's the same thing. Even if you're close to your boss, you gotta still leave a little leeway, because at the end of the day, you don't know when the things you do become questionable. That boss
Exactly.
might see you differently. You
Yeah,
might do something to offend your boss and don't even
yeah,
realize it because you guys are cool. Like, you're right. Like, don't post your boss on social
yes,
media just to because we cool. Like,
right,
that boss might want some privacy that you don't care about. So
right.
yeah, I agree with you. All of those
And
things.
and I love June comment. Block them.
Right. You could do that too. Yeah. So
Yes,
they're not even snooping. You're right.
right.
I
And
agree.
I believe too some co-workers too don't need to be on your social media.
They
My
don't.
they get mad with me when I tell them I don't add my co-workers because it's just one of my things. It's too much.
Right.
Um, 11, don't send one word email. I'll just run through them. 10, master business communication. 12, write complete sentences for
Hmm.
email, but not text. 13,
Well, I disagree with that. I think.
okay, so let's see what it's saying.
Uh-huh.
Texting has made communication very casual, and
Mhm.
it's fine to ignore strict grammar rule. Texts are supposed to be short and can use GIF or picture. Punctuation is often omitted and emojis. Fill in
Okay.
a lot of communication blank. Emails, on the other hand, are still a bit more formal and
Formal. I
generally
agree.
contain more text. This means you should write in complete sentences with good grammar, spelling, and punctuation. It's also a good idea to skip emojis since they do not always come through properly in email.
Okay. I agree with all of that except for the complete texting, only because I was a 12th grade teacher for 16 years, and the kids used to write essays the way they text.
Mm-hmm.
So because I saw that, my kids, everyone from down to the little one, everyone writes full sentences, full punctuation for, and so they might, oh, you're such an English teacher, but I'm like, I know the effects of this.
Right,
When it's time to write college essays and do essays in class, and you write in TNX or THX. It's like, what is
right.
that? Oh, miss, that's thanks. Dude, like,
Yeah, yeah.
you trying to get into Howard. You can't write that. Like,
Right,
and they just don't get it because they're so used to doing it. So
right,
for me to avoid confusing saying, oh, well, with text, it doesn't matter. No, it matters. And it just, because then in that way, you don't have to police it.
right,
That's just my opinion, because I see the effects of it when people don't know how to code switch,
right.
where you're casual here and you don't know how to be professional here.
Yeah,
So just be professional so you don't need to code switch. And
right.
then when you master it, then you can
Then,
dumb down if you want to. So
right.
that's just my opinion. So my kids all fully text. Doesn't matter. Full punctuation, full sentences.
Very
If
good.
if you short text me, I don't even respond.
Right.
I just don't. Yeah, they know that about me. So yeah,
Don't post pictures of other people on social media without
without
asking.
permission.
But
So again, being in education, we have a disclosure document that kids have to sign so that it's okay to post photos, so no parent can come and sue you, nobody can sue you. But yeah, I
right.
agree.
Avoid voicemail or make them brief. Don't say yes when you mean no.
Hmm.
Respond to personal text within 8 hours. Put
Okay.
away your phone when you are with others. People don't know how to do that. Good
Yeah.
manners in the age of smartphone isn't a mystery. You just have to follow one important rule. Physical. People take precedence over online folks. This is true at the dinner table, at home, in the restaurant with a coworker, or in the movie with friends. Put down your
Okay.
phone and be present. It's
Yeah.
simple as turning your phone face down or tucking it into your purse or pocket. Give people you are with full attention. And that's what I love about yesterday. Remember, I told you that
Yeah.
yesterday was a no phone day. And
Nobody
I
and
love that
nobody and
because
nobody told anybody. We
nobody
just
was in
knew
the
not to
phone,
do it.
nobody
Right.
was talking.
No.
We were just
We
enjoying
were
a
enjoying each
nice,
other's time.
yes, yes,
And the only time the phones were used to take pictures. That was it,
pictures,
which was
yeah,
excellent. And that's another thing, like, also I'm trying to instill in the kids. when you're at the table, no phones, please, because I want you to be present. I want us to talk about school. I want us to talk about how you actually feeling. Like we so caught up with our phones all the time. And even like, for instance, today, I totally forgotten that I set a meeting up. We're
Right.
literally in civils ordering pone and and Guyanese patties.
Yeah,
And
buddy.
and then I'm like, hello? And like, yeah, we got a meeting. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, hold on. And then I'm like, I'm gonna go to the car. You're like, I got it. Don't worry. I'm going to the car. I'm like, all right, guys. And and I'm like, I'm trying to remember. I set this meeting up 2 months ago. I forgot what it's about. I was
Yeah.
like, more than likely it's about this. And I said, I tell you what, guys, I'm just gonna send the notes because we just came back from Binghamton. I was in Binghamton for 4 days for work. I had
Right.
a great bachelorette party. I ain't thinking about no damn meeting right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
who makes the meet? And of course, obviously, because the bachelorette party was a surprise, I never would have made the meeting on the Monday of.
Right.
So I just said, you know what? I'll send you the notes. We'll talk about this later. I just want to let you know that we're gonna have an in-person meeting in Saratoga in October. Prepare for it. We'll talk further. I'll send you the notes. There's nothing to do. Just enjoy the rest of the time. And they're like, all right, blah blah blah. We'll
Right.
talk to next week. Whatever. Because it
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, like, you know what I mean? So it's the same thing. It's like being present, being in the moment,
Right.
and even for me, even with work, it's like if it is work, I'm like, I apologize, guys. I really do need to respond to it. But once I do, it's over, it's done.
Right.
I'm not doing the extra stuff. You
Right.
know what I mean? So
That's
yeah.
good. Some
Yeah.
people do the extra stuff like
Yeah.
me. 3 o'clock in the morning. Who could you be texting while we in a
Yeah.
party? I
Correct.
just can't understand it. But you know, yes.
Good.
Nicole is saying they don't know how to spell also, especially when they are dining, they are on their phones. Betty Ann
Mm-hmm.
saying, if I eat, I will contribute to what I eat. I guess you will have an idea of how much your meal will be. So I will be reasonable enough to give a tip with my portion. Again, yes. When you're
Okay, I
going
get
out,
that too. I get
yeah,
that too. But you know what? Let that be established from the beginning.
right, right,
Don't don't on your own say I'm giving 20 because I only
right,
had the donut.
right.
Because then it looks weird. I think, and Betty and I do understand that too, but I think it should just be established from the beginning. I want to let you know I'm not splitting it
Exactly.
because whatever. I just had surgery. I can't
Or
eat none of that
or
stuff that you
or
do.
I would suggest if we going out to eat and you want separate bills, say that.
Say it from the
Okay,
beginning. So in
separate
that way, you
bills,
don't even
please.
have to worry
That
about it.
way, separate
Right.
bills, and everybody pay for what they eat. That could
Correct.
work fine too.
Correct.
Got
That's fine
nothing to
too.
the spa yesterday. Everybody get the scan, and
Yeah.
everybody had to pay for whatever they wanted.
Correct.
So,
Yeah. That was good.
that's
So there
that.
was no confusion about
No
that
confusion
because
about
your bracelet is your ATM.
yeah, yeah.
That's it. That's your debit card, not mine.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
I got you with that.
So
I
that
got it.
was nice.
It was nice.
Um,
Yep.
be respectful when filming video in public. Let others know when you are on speakerphone. I hate that when somebody say, "Here, talk to this person," and it's,
Right.
who the hell
Right.
is this? I don't
Right.
know these people.
Right.
And you have me
Right.
on
Right.
speaker. You understand? Be
That's
mindful.
true. That's true.
You hearing me out there? Okay, you know who you are. Let
Right.
others know. Let others know when they are on speakerphone. Yes.
Yeah. Very important.
Don't you don't have to loud phone conversation in public. I hate that too.
Right.
You're on the bus sometimes. Yeah, come on, stop.
Right.
Oh
Right.
my God.
Right, right.
You
No,
know?
you're right. You have to be mindful. Me, it's like I don't particularly use headphones, but I just keep it on low as long as I can kind of hear you. It's okay. Or you put it to your ear, or if you're
Right,
in the car, you do Bluetooth. But if people are
right.
around, you have to say people are around, or
Exactly.
whatever. So yeah, just be mindful and be
Take out
respectful of
your
others.
AirPods when talking to others.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them
Mm-hmm.
young people they don't remove it at all.
No.
Remove your sunglasses.
Uh-oh.
I wonder which one that one was for me, Philia.
Well, I'm saying you already know Mr. Kwan. He only remove them glasses daytime, nighttime. Don't matter what's going on. He's like, that's his persona. First time I met him, that's how I met him. I was like, we on a boat ride while he got the sunglasses on. It's 9 o'clock at night, And he's like, that's my persona. That's my persona. So don't be shocked if you see him at the wedding saying his vows in some sunglasses.
All right, so the last one we'll talk, you'll remove your sunglasses when you're inside. Silence or set your phone on vibrate in public.
Right.
Do not text or talk during a movie.
Okay.
RSV promptly and correctly. Oh, you
Oh
should talk
God,
about this last one with
Lord
RSV
have mercy.
about your wedding to close it
My
off.
wedding, because of the RSVP problem, is gonna cost
Yes.
me an extra $12,810.32.
Tell
I'm gonna
me.
play that number because
Yeah.
I will never forget it. It will always be ingrained in my mind. That
Tell
number.
me these people, they like to RSV late, late, late. That
Late
time
and then
spring.
none at all, and then telling me they bought tickets from Africa and England and all these places to come to my wedding that they weren't officially invited to. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. So just
So this
remind,
was lovely. This was
yeah.
wonderful. I
And
hope.
guys, I just want to show you this is our cup we got yesterday.
Ooh,
This was Philia
who's
battery.
that model on the cup?
Yeah. This was our cup we get. We all
It
had
was
our
beautiful.
tank and Philia own had a crown on top of it. So we were
Yeah.
all blinging yesterday, celebrating my girl. So again, Friday is her African wedding, and then later on in May will be her
Ew.
traditional white.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah, yeah.
invited to my. Everybody
Yeah,
could come to the African. We
yeah.
could we could post the flyer for the African. You know, come one, come all. That's what we do in Africa.
Yeah, so you
So
see
Phyllis will
Philia
post
on.
it. I'll
Philia,
resend.
yours was very nice though. I like the crown to the top. Some
Thank
water
you.
cup, guys. So
Thank you. See that crown. See that crown.
yeah.
It was lovely. I'm
Yes,
so blessed. Thank you. Thank you
yes.
guys so much for making it special for me.
Beautiful ladies look great yesterday. Thank you,
Yes.
June. All right, guys. So again, swag 7, June the 14th. Get your tickets. Come out. We swagalicious.
Mm-hmm.
Um, love in the house always. Again, if you celebrated a birthday and I miss it, please forgive me. I can't remember
Mm.
everybody's name. But love you guys.
Love
Philia,
you. Thank
happy
you.
early birthday.
Thank you,
And
beautiful.
we will see you on Friday, God's
God
will,
willing.
willing, for the African wedding. Can't wait to
Yes.
see the outfit.
Yes.
So, love in
And
the
and
house
and you could
always.
you could you could you could post the I'll send it to you, the African wedding. So anybody who's interested, come and see how an
Yeah.
African wedding is conducted.
All
Come
right, so
one,
I'll
come
post it on
all,
my
food and
Facebook page.
everything. Yes, please. Okay.
Yeah, we rocking.
Now we're gonna be rocking. I love it. Okay.
All right, guys. Have a
Love
blessed
you
and safe
guys.
week, all. Hope you enjoy our topic today. Just talking
Yes.
about proper etiquette. And if you don't
Okay.
know, now you
Now
know.
you know.
Who does
Love you
that?
guys. Bye, sis.
Bye.
Take care. All right. Bye bye.